What's up, everybody? It's your boy Baybar to Go Bar coming at you with another Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest video. Today we're walking through the Dragon Wars, and yeah, so 4 out of 5 are done, and we're on our final node, which is the Jaya node. And for Jaya, what's it, Vivations, like, I don't know, some dragon was doing some shit. but we're doing Samut on this node. This node feels very, very comfortable. The only fear here is if you run into like creatureless, but there's not much creatureless. And the problem there is you can't like you can't use your turn to frog. I don't have Banefire, so anyway, the objectives are cast 3 creatures with power 5 or more. No problem. Guess what? We're running Dinos. Deal 12 or more total damage to creatures during a single turn. So that is only a problem if they're not casting creatures. But we have some solutions assuming they are. So here's what we're running. Basically just our Dinos deck. We are running Curse of Predation as a elite. That's totally unnecessary, and I almost always just exile it, but it's a pretty strong card in a Dinos deck. We're running Etali, Primal Storm, I've shown you, excellent card. We're running Ghalta, of course. We're running Gishath, which this enables you to cast more Dinos once you get him on the board. Every time he attacks, or actually deals damage, he gives full mana to the top first Dino you control, or in your hand, I'm sorry. And then Zacama is another beastly dinosaur, and when he comes into play, he creates a bunch of gems of your color, and then has some pretty good activate effects as well. So this game should not last nearly as long as that Saheeli Ray game. I apologize for that. That was horribly boring for me to play, so I'm sure equally boring for you to watch. I'm not running any support control in this deck right now. I'm just realizing that. I haven't really run into anything that's felt like it might be a control. Sorin, though, could be, so I think I'm gonna sideboard here into the Great Aurora just in case we need to control, and I'll take out Nissa's Pilgrimage. That seems like a smart choice, just to be a little I guess I can't take out Nissa's Pilgrimage. I guess I'll take out Commune with Dinos and put Pilgrimage back in. I forgot she was up. Alright, so there you go. I showed you the Dinos. We're running Thunderherd Migration, of course. Let me show you Curse of Predation. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage, that creature gets +3/+3, and the support loses 1 shield. So here's how awesome this is. If I attack into someone, say I'm running a 6/6 Dino into an 8/8, I'll hit him for 6, and then I'll get +3/+3. So I don't die before I get the buff, which is awesome. Also, if I attack someone and hit them, their creature, and then trample into their Planeswalker, you get 2 of the buffs, +6/+6. So, freaking awesome card. Obviously an elite, though. We're running Nissa's Revelation to keep our hand full and heal us. And Vivien's Invocation again. This is an excellent way to do the 12 damage necessary to the Planeswalker. Also, the first ability in this node does cause your first Planeswalker to deal its damage to the opponent's first creature. So, let's hope you're not creatureless Emerald, and let's get it on. It's funny, we make fun of Sorin because he's like the one Planeswalker who, anytime you play him, you feel like you just come up empty all the time. No good matches, no cascades, no anything. I hate Sorin, and every time I face him, he seems like he just goes bananas on me, and just empties his hand every time. And, you know, white-black's a good combination if you can actually get the mana, but the problem he has is he just doesn't have any recoverability, so he can be really good in the opponent's hand, or he can be totally useless in the opponent's hand. And it's all just kind of a function of the fact that his first, second, and third, none of which help him recover from a bad start. Alright, so we don't need that. I think the Great Aurora does have a check feature, but I'll leave it off just to make sure. I'm assuming it's going to be like a Vampires deck. That's usually what people are running Sorin on these days. So, boring start here. So I promised you guys an exciting one, and so far so boring. Sun Cleanser. Alright, so now we need some freaking dinosaurs, not Auroras. Thank you very much. I guess I'll save that and work on a second Aurora. This looks like a good combo. I don't even know what he does. I probably should check that, huh? Interesting. Do we go ahead and teach in here? I guess I don't have a full hand, so I can wait one more turn. I don't really want to blow up those green gems just for the hell of it. Black gems are bad for me, but I might just do a little hate on Sorin here. Let's not do it yet. I guess it definitely has a check feature. That's a big card. Glad I saved my Aurora. Josie got, he's a pretty beastly dude. He got a little bit of a nerf, kind of pseudo nerf because, actually, let's go ahead and Aurora first. And we'll do that. And let's get a new one of these down. That looks reasonable. But he wasn't checking the correct amount of black gems. I now believe that they have fixed it, so he is checking the right amount of black gems. So kind of same thing with Vertex. So now we just really need 2 more dinosaurs, and I guess he has to play another creature at this point, but he's clearly got plenty of them. That's a solid card. Really, we need 1 more dino now because that will cast as a count as a summon. All right. He's got the Angel. I've got the Etali. I think I'm not gonna cast my other dino yet. I just double check this Vivien thing. Plus I gotta make sure I do 12 damage, and if I don't, yeah, if I don't get the Ghalta, then he won't do enough damage with Vivien. I did get him. I also got Zacama, which is interesting, but I think I just take the Ghalta and do sufficient damage and not have to worry about that objective not getting met. Don't have to slow play or anything. Now we're just going to look to go lethal here because we have 2 more dinos in hands. Actually, I will check to make sure that objective got met. Yeah, there's been 1. It does say power 5 or more in this node, right? Yeah, and he has it, and he has it, and everyone has it. You know, he's going to play that. Gishath would cast the Etali, but actually, if I can get enough mana, I'd just assume have my Etali on board this turn. What are you wasting time for, Dave? This looks pretty in the bag. Didn't get enough mana anyway. There goes my Curse of Perdition doing some work. Etali's gonna be dropping down. What does the second one do? Giving Berserker, Trample, and prevent damage. Interesting. Not that interesting, but kind of interesting. Alright. Sword's poor life total. I feel bad for him. He's such a wuss. He's such a, I don't know. I've ranted about him before, haven't I? About how he's like this badass who kills Avacyn and he can't do diddly squat. Anyway, I think we're going to be lethal here. I always like going lethal with her ult. Assuming I don't crash again. Boom. And there we go. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Give me any feedback that you'd like. And pretty salty actually. That's a perfect round and I don't get top prizes, so get your shit fixed, Octagon. Alright, thanks. See you.